And hello everybody, and welcome back to British Stand. I am Dan, your host, and we're going to be going through what you can read there in the title. Another Labour MP has defied Starmer and calls for an inquiry. And this one is actually a local one, but we are going to dive into this one, guys. We are going to be going through this, considering there has been two sitting members of Parliament from Labour Party that have defied Starmer and called for this public inquiry, and then of course there was Andy Burnham that also said the same. So yes, they're starting to add up in their numbers. But guys, as always, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get involved in the live chat if you're watching this live, and if you're watching this on a replay, get involved in the comment section below. Now this is a funny one, because if you're a regular subscriber to British Stand, you'll know this lady. Yes, Sarah Champion. Now the thing is with her, and why I'm highlighting her out, of course, she is the Labour MP for Rotherham, which is one of the places that of course was affected badly by this sort of scandal. And this was the one we shared a video of that was almost brought to tears by Rupert Lowe at the time. You can remember it, we posted about 3 or 4 days ago. She was like the one, watch the language when you're speaking about this. And as I said, Rupert Lowe, rightfully so, spoke the way he did, because it was a serious matter. But she was the one that was, watch the language, you don't know who's listening to our words, etc, etc. But it looks like she's done a massive U-turn, because the Rotherham MP has called for a national inquiry into the grooming gangs with a local focus. In a statement posted on X, Champion said that local inquiries do not have the power to compel witness evidence, nor would they satisfy the public concern of quote-unquote cover-ups. The statement comes just days after Labour MPs voted down a proposed national inquiry into the grooming gang scandal. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch tabled an amendment to the Children's Wellbeing in School Bills earlier this month, calling for a full inquiry into the grooming gang scandal. However, guys, no Labour MP voted in favour of the amendment. The 111 MPs who supported it included 101 Conservatives and all 5 of the Reform MPs. It was defeated by a majority of 253. But as stated, guys, Sarah Champion now has come out and said this. You can read there on our Twitter. Hopefully it comes out and you can kind of see what she's been said, but she's published something. As she stated, I published my 5-point plan to ensure children are safeguarded, victims and survivors can access the support they needed, perpetrators are brought to justice, and these authority are held into account. And then you can see that national inquiry, one of those being locally led. Well, it's good to see that, of course, people are waking up, and the Labour MPs. I called it for a dark day in the United Kingdom when this was battered down. And we all knew why, because Keir basically told them that they were whipped into it. They weren't allowed to vote for a national inquiry. And now we're starting to probably see some with a bit of guilt lodged in themselves and actually calling for something else. And Sarah Champion is the latest Labour MP, of course, from Rotherham, or the Rotherham MP is looking to, was championing and pushing for a national inquiry, but locally led. So, things are changing. That's 2 in 2 days in terms of the sitting MPs. There's 2 in 2 days now, and then I think there was Andy Burnham as well. He's not a sitting MP. He's of course a mayor, but of the Labour Party. He also called for it in an interview as well. So we're starting to see some stuff happening. But I'm very surprised by Sarah Champion, because again, this video I think racked up like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, and again it was like her literally in tears at the way Rupert Lowe was speaking about the situation. It was like he was literally telling the impact of what this was, and really went hard with it. And as I said, she said that speech and was almost in tears, like literally like saying, oh, you can't speak like this, about this situation, etc, and started really going hard on Rupert Lowe. And it went viral. It madly went viral. I don't know if she got giving some abuse or whatever, but It went mad viral. It went crazy. Not just my video, but the clips, like, just around Facebook, X, they just went everywhere. It's like you couldn't go around anywhere else without seeing it. So I'm very, very surprised that Sarah Champion, of course, has U-turned on it, but she has. So another one has defied Keir Starmer. The man's not going to be happy. He was speaking, of course, in interviews today with regards to the economy. Economy's an absolute shit state, to put it quite lightly. And of course, Rachel Reeves, under mounting pressure, was asked about all this sorts of stuff, and he said Britain's going to be the new AI-led place in the world, apparently, again, so we're going to have to wait for a long, long time with that. But again, this theory is about Rachel Reeves apparently hanging on for her job, and that Starmer could let her go as a part of saving his own skin. But we'll have to see until in terms of that one comes out. But it's good to see another Labour MP has defied Keir Starmer and called for the right thing to happen. Now, let's go through some comments, guys. I hope you're all well. Please do, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and do get involved. I do read your comments, and I do like to see what you're all saying. But the Saxon says, we need a lot more of them to make a stand against Starmageddon. Exactly. This needs to be happening. My local MP voted against it. Guys, every MP, Labour MP, voted against it. There was just... Well, there's two that have come out now that have kind of defied Starmer, but every Labour MP voted against it. So they were all sort of complicit in this. They've already voted. Yeah, I know they've already voted. It's too late in terms of that, but the making noise and now pushing for a local inquiry is something that, of course, is at least a decent step in the right direction. I know Reform have already said that they're going to fund, and they're going to go hard in funding this public inquiry anyway, and trying to get it done themselves. So we'll see. It's going to go ahead at some point, maybe from Reform, but we'll have to see. Let's have a little look. So, yeah, they've already 100% needs to be an inquiry. Everybody keeping on going on about it, of course, and everything, party politics and all that sort of stuff aside. The main thing, as we always said, is justice for those young girls, because there could be still many, many more out there that stories aren't uncovered yet, and there's still people walking these streets that haven't been brought to justice themselves. So either way, something has to happen, and the main sort of thing from this has to be, of course, the victims. This is what the remit of this whole thing is about, is getting justice for these victims. Well, they do say that those sitting closer to the fire are the first to move most to cover up. I mean, there's so much going on in the Labour Party. There was a guy getting done for trying to meet up with the child yesterday. It's bonkers. So much stuff going on. Two-tier Keir, why was he not fast-tracked to just stop oil grave defectors and the grooming gangs to prison? Rupert hit a nerve, and everybody's comments have hit her hard. It's wakey moment too late. Again, I think Rupert did fantastically well with that speech. I mean, at the time, she was like going hard on it, but I think it was an unbelievable speech, and I think he did a really, really good job. And maybe it's opened her eyes to something. But guys, that's all I've got for you. Again, some breaking news for you. Another Labour MP defies Starmer and calls for a public inquiry. Locally led this time, that being Sarah Champion. Guys, as always, do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next live stream. Take care.